Sucking on my own dick. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my dick.
Sucking on my dick.
Yeah, put more gum in, Sam.
Should we wait?
No, Sam, put more gum in.
We're here with Sam, Real Online Boy on Twitter.
That's right.
Hey, guys.
Very suspiciously anonymous.
Yeah, man, you did a whole fucking thing. What's your watch?
This is a knockoff Swatch watch made by an Indonesian company.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Is this all knockoff?
It might as well be real. This is some dude on Etsy made this Slipknot jumpsuit.
Oh, I thought it was a new metal thing.
Yeah.
Sam, you can't have a uniform.
I do, though.
On Tuesday. You can't have a fucking new metal uniform at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Why not?
Dude, I'm imagining you bought this outfit like the day before lockdown. You're like, fuck!
I bought it in the middle of lockdown for a video I didn't end up making, and now I thought I was gonna use it in one video, and now I'm like, I'm gonna wear this as clothes.
Yeah.
Whenever it's not hot, I'm wearing this as clothes.
You're definitely
Okay.
like crab walking in your apartment wearing this. Just like
I mean, I did make one video in it, and I have occasionally put it on and just sat around
for sure.
because it
Of
feels.
course.
Is it comfy?
It's extremely comfortable. It feels sturdy. It feels cool.
Now you have to take this whole thing off when you take a shit, right?
Yeah.
Is it a one piece? You have to take it off like pajamas?
These are coveralls. These are industrial style.
Dude, it rocks knowing that wherever you are wearing this, when you're taking a shit, you have to like get all the way naked like a little boy.
I definitely will try to plan so I don't have to take this off in public. I'd like to take my shits before I leave the house if I ever have to go out in this.
I mean,
Well, what you could do is you could get some elastic around the bottom of the legs, just cinch it real tight, and then you can just shit and the turds will collect at the bottom.
that's true.
That's a good idea.
That's very true.
I have to, if I ever do have to shit in public with this, I'm going to have to like hang it on a hanger because I'm not going to let this thing touch the ground.
No,
This
oh
is
my God.
precious.
With the money that you probably spent on this, you can't. But you can't.
$170.
And you don't want to touch it. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. You $170.
$170.
Wow, Sam.
What a poor choice.
Holy shit.
This is a fucking investment in my style.
Uh-huh.
I will be wearing this for, I don't know, 60 years.
So this is what happens when you save money, like never doing a single drug in your life, but you still find ways to ruin your life and spend your
No,
money.
I find ways to improve my life with fashion choices.
Okay.
Yeah.
So saith he.
Yeah. This is my uniform now. Yeah, I am gonna wear probably this exact outfit for my video I'm shooting in the next couple weeks.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So be straight with me. How much pussy is this thing getting you? Are you hauling tail in this thing, dude? I feel like you're suiting up.
I have asked a couple girls, like, what would you do if I showed up wearing this and they sent them a picture? And I did have a girl stop talking to me.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
But I know if she's my wife, she'll like it.
Right, okay.
Okay, you got to stop operating through life like, well, if this is my soulmate, then they'll enjoy that I brought a gun into work.
Brendan, you know, it's funny that we come from two different schools of thought. Sam, you go full, like, I want them to know exactly who I am right now.
Yes.
Brendan...
I don't want him to know anything about
His
me.
girlfriend still has no idea who he is. She's going to find out in 2 years and be like, oh my God, I got tricked.
She's going to learn once you're married. The man you really are.
No, she found this podcast. She knows.
She found this podcast.
Yeah,
She found it.
In between,
That's the problem.
Exactly.
You should lead with, I have a podcast where I'm retarded.
yeah, no, she found it in between dates 2 and 3, and she had a lot of questions, but we're all good.
I mean, I understand if you can tell immediately that somebody is not going to be your soulmate, but you want to have sex. Yeah, of course, don't lead with that. I understand. Like, I just went on a date with the girl last night. I didn't tell her, like, I'm online, singing about fucking my dad and stuff.
Do you know what the happy medium is?
Yeah.
It's not looking for your soulmate on the first date. Both of you, cut it out.
Well, no, I'm very
I
good
found
at
mine.
telling
I'm
very-
good.
I'm very good at telling quickly. I can tell very quickly.
Oh, yeah. So how many soulmates have you found that you're still with?
Two, well, not with, but I found two.
Wow. All right. Well,
But listen,
There may
this
be-
doesn't.
What do you do? Measure their skull?
The girl I saw last night knew about this. She
Right,
saw this
for sure.
So she didn't mind. So she's
For
not
sure.
she's not my soulmate, but it didn't stop me from getting
Yeah,
tail.
Here's the
but here's the thing. There are certain things that your soulmate will accept and even like and maybe be stoked about you, but if that was the very first piece of info they learned about you,
It's not the very first piece.
So,
of
so
info.
here.
okay, so the first piece they learn is, he does song parodies about fucking his dad.
Yes, that is in my
and then
Hinge
they go,
profile.
and he has some outfits.
a lot of girls like my song parodies in my Hinge profile.
I err towards understanding Sam. I mean, I don't agree with anything that
But
you're
we're both
doing.
Chads, though.
Sure, we're both Chads.
Both Chads.
Guys, I just don't know. There's got to be a way. There has to be a way to not come in at an 11 on either
No,
end of the spectrum.
I refuse.
Okay, well.
I mean, I don't always come in at 11. Sometimes a 7, but I'm never misrepresenting who I am. I'm just not always
Fair.
This isn't. I don't send this picture in the first 5 minutes every time.
Right, for sure. I mean, look, dude, I used to I'll tell you what, when I got the quickest responses on Tinder is when I had just like a gallery of me like with a microwave jam packed with hot dogs, just like what you need, and you know you'll pull some sniz like that.
Women like bits.
Women like I
have my profile set.
It depends. Sometimes.
women like when you joke around with hot dogs. They like they like neutral
Yeah.
food based bits.
Yeah, women love food-based bits. Anything that is like reminiscent of like a Liz Lemon line, they're
Right.
into that.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
No, I have all my dating profiles set skewing towards wife mode. They're not on a 10
I like
out of 10 in the
you
wife
said
scale.
all my
Right.
profiles. I was imagining like multiple per app.
No, I only have.
Because there's
You're running
you
it.
get different versions. You get different outfit versions of Sam.
Yeah.
you can get Slipknot edition
one is
Sam.
one is pussy mode, one is wife mode.
You're
That's
doing
right.
SEO for pussy.
I have
I can be your angel or your devil.
I have those 3 pictures of me like making fucked up faces where they're all edited to different colors and like with 12 hamburgers on the trunk of my car.
Oh, yeah.
And I have all those in my different profiles, and like if there's a caption option, the caption is choose your fighter. And girls seem to
Alright.
like that.
That's pretty funny.
And then
Yeah.
I got the Country Bros parody song, which a lot of girls open by liking that, which
Yeah.
is nice. And if you don't like that, we're probably not going to get along.
I feel like I must know because I'm like, how do women react to that? But I just have to gauge my own. Where like when I look at your Twitter, I'll be like, oh, Sam's songs are really funny, and then like a couple tweets, I'm like, Sam's eating way too many hamburgers. He's eating way too many hamburgers off the hood of this car.
Sam tweets about the age of consent a lot.
That retweet you did today was funny. when I post.
Yeah. So Sam is back to the podcast. So you came on the show back when I used to record it in the same GarageBand project every time.
Oh, the mics were plugged like directly into the computer.
Yeah.
And the episode was lost, correct?
Yeah, and I thought I had exported it, so I deleted it to record the next episode.
Incredibly stupid. That's so. I didn't know the details. That's so
Yeah.
fucking stupid. It's insane.
Yeah, I used to be really bad at producing this podcast.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so stupid. I'm just learning this information live, and I can't believe it.
Well, because it was also because it was such a wild
Why not
episode.
just
Yeah,
make
and
it
also we
fucking
like it
project?
truly was an accident, but also like to be clear, you had talked about the age of consent.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
We looped back around on the age of consent a couple times.
Listen, I just
That night,
think,
look,
I just think
you
it's
walked in-
fascism, okay?
You walked in. It wasn't even.
We were like Plato. We were having a seminar.
Yeah.
It was a pure philosophical Socratic
Was
seminar.
Plato one of the guys who like fuck children? I can't remember.
Yeah, but he pondered about it a lot.
Yeah, he really pontificated about it.
He was balls deep in children, just like, is this right? Who's to say?
I remember it because I remember you walked in the house talking about the age of consent. And I was like, well, certainly this won't continue on to the episode.
Well, it's probably for the best the episode was lost. Then I'm glad you're so retarded that you just deleted.
I mean, it was divine intervention, Sam. The hand of God reached down and hit delete on Brendan's computer.
Imagining a visual of me in this outfit walking around like a middle school playground. With like an eyeglass like
Yeah.
extended.
You do kind of look like you're the janitor of like hell or something.
Wow, that's such a fucking good description of this outfit. The rich janitor of hell.
Oh yes, dude. That Homer is non-canonical, right? That's not from it. The King
That's
Homer.
from
Yeah,
an
it is.
episode.
That's jeweled Homer is from the show.
It's when he imagines winning the lottery And he, in his imagination, he goes to work and he's 10 feet tall and made of gold. And then the next vision he has is him standing over the city covered in jewels.
Okay.
And some guy I saw at a party a couple nights ago thought this was like a multiple $1,000 piece of jewelry, which is great because it like was $50 total or less.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
But people look at this and think I'm like an eccentric rapper or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then they find out that you don't do anything, and they just kind of they're like, oh well, I should stop talking to this guy.
Do they explicitly think that you're an eccentric rapper, or are they just like generally something is going on?
I think both. I do have a rap song coming out in the next few weeks.
Hell yes.
It's about a guy who's both Jared Fogle and Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
And I don't want to say anything more than that.
We've hit all the main bullet points, just like we told you.
And it's about how those guys didn't do anything, but if they did, it was good. That's
hard to argue with.
He didn't do it, and if he did, it was good. That's my.
See, Sam's doing one of his bits.
Do you think now? I don't think Jared Fogle was on the flight logs. I feel like Jared Fogle was because
he was too low level.
He was. I guarantee you, he was so fucking bummed out that he never made it to the plane.
He was like, because there's your average, like we talked about with Isaac, there's your working class everyday pedophiles. You got your van, you're driving around, but then you got your like mid-level guys like Sandusky and like Jared.
Well, so Epstein, he's like that's like Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle level pedophile.
Yeah.
Jared, more of a road dog, right? He
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
in commercial work. People recognize him.
He's like Joe DeRosa, where it's like every now and then you see him in something.
He's like sure. Yeah,
He also looks exactly like Joe DeRosa.
It's like the kids he pulls. It's like they're young, but they're not hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I love that he had that charity for like making kids thin. That's so funny. The Jared Fogle Foundation was about like kids eating right and like losing weight.
I'm willing to put my own money into making these kids sexy.
That's just such a funny charity for that guy. It's like, no, it's for a charity. I want to make the kids hot.
That guy, like, because that guy wasn't famous or like what was he before he was Jared?
A fat man.
He just
where did he work?
Pedophile who couldn't pull any kids.
Yeah. Well, like because he really like Rodney Dangerfielded it. Where like when he got famous, he was like, all right, well, I don't know how long this is gonna last, so I am going all out.
Yeah. The guy who like co-ran his foundation like tried to kill himself.
Really? Because of all the kid shit?
Yeah, he got caught. He got caught before Jared, like a month before. And then Jared was like, oh yeah, this is really bad. I had no idea. Like a month later, he was getting let off in cuffs.
Jared the swindler, dude.
I just watched an interview with Jerry Sandusky from like before he was actually in prison.
Right.
And like he's perhaps the worst like liar I've ever seen of like pretending to be like.
Oh, me? What?
Am I like he's because he did the other interview with like Matt Lauer where he was like are you sexually attracted to children? And instead of saying, of course not. No, what are you talking about? He just goes, am I sexually attracted to children?
Dude,
well, I'm attracted to children, but because of their energy. It's like, wow, great lie.
He's like, actually, man, I'm more of a sapiosexual.
And then he was like, he was like recounting that to the New York Times interview, and his fucking off-screen lawyer was like, you're not sexually attracted to children. I have to remind him about the most important part of the lie.
Jerry!
Yeah, it was really good. He couldn't have seemed more guilty.
The answer is no.
And when his lawyer said that, he's like, no, not. I'm attracted to the children because of their energy, not sexually, and the elderly. And it's like, what a weird. So you just don't like middle-aged people or college kids?
That's so funny. Like,
it's so funny to imagine.
Are you? It's like, are you sexually attracted to children? No, in fact, I want to fuck old women only. It's like, that'll take me off.
Talking about being attracted to children's energy. Can you imagine Jerry Sandusky just like on the ground with a bunch of 6-year-olds, just like, do you know when you were born? Have you ever done your star chart before?
It's so every pedophile like thinks on some level that they can like convince everyone.
Of what being that
of like that it's okay. They're like,
do they? I think a lot of them know that no one's gonna be on board with
no,
it.
but look at like
they insulate in a community of, especially now more than ever. There's like a community of like-minded people who are just like, this. I didn't choose this. It's a natural order. And like, to be fair, true.
People who are attracted to children but don't act on it, I think are some of the most. Yeah, they're heroes.
They're heroes.
Yeah. On the level of 9/11 first responders.
No, but like I really
everybody's about policemen, firemen, pedophile incels are they're the last heroes we have.
Volcels.
Virtuous pedophiles.
Verpeds.
Yeah,
There's a guy called virtuous pedophiles.
There's a dude on YouTube who's he was born. He was born missing a fucking arm. He's a hook for a hand.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we've
yes.
talked about that
Yes.
guy. That guy is
He
that
rocks.
video is so funny.
There's I just watched another interview with him, and he's like, that guy, I feel so fucking bad, probably more than almost anybody, because it's like, he knows he can't do anything, and he's right, and he's like doing the right thing. But
See, normally you don't get 2 interviews with those guys because
Yeah.
then like, you know, quickly they are no longer the face of the cause because they got caught.
No, but
I mean,
like,
well, that guy, it's funny. He's like, I want to fuck kids, but every day I stop myself, and I'm looking at his hook hand, like, yeah, I'm sure that's it, buddy.
dude, a girl I didn't know her well, but she was like in the same scene as me in Massachusetts back when I lived there. She's like in her mid 30s, and she just got busted for child porn charges.
Ooh, fuck.
And she was a fucking nanny. So
Damn.
we are waiting for the other shoe to drop with like the actual like she must have done something.
Well, every time it's like, I don't know if it is rare, because I do think that like women get away with, what do you call it, pedophilia and phebophilia is teens, right? I feel like women are getting away with phebophilia.
You,
I mean,
you don't
sure.
normally hear them getting caught for porn though. It's always just that they were like
She
fucking
was
a teen.
She was like there was some guy on some like fucking pedophile message board that she was talking to who was like actively molesting kids, and she was like telling him stuff to do. Oh, fucking no. And like I was like around this girl, like I didn't know her well, but like I was in the same room as her many times and definitely had interactions with her, and it's
Damn,
just so
a
upsetting to
pedophile
think about.
ARG.
Yeah, dude, she's marionetting the damn pedophile, telling him what to do.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, we're just waiting for. There have to be details that we're not hearing yet. If she's been a fucking nanny for more than a decade,
We should get her on the show.
Yeah, we should get her. She'd be a great get.
Is she hot?
Oh no. And that's
Dude,
why I
I'm
hate
so
her.
glad you asked it, because I was debating asking it.
No, she's not ugly, but she's
Well, the
not
teachers
hot.
are usually kind of hot.
They're usually,
She's just a
whenever-
nanny. She wasn't a teacher.
Yeah, okay.
Just like a
Yeah, nanny
babysitter,
is
basically.
dicier, I'd imagine.
Yeah, she was very quiet. Now we know why.
Right.
Because she couldn't get close to anybody, because if she did, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I want to fuck kids really bad."
Dude, it's so
Is that why you never drink? Is because you're afraid you'll get one in you. You'll just be like, I want to fuck babies.
Dude, unrelated.
No.
Unrelated. I had a nanny for like, I can't remember if I thought she was hot or not. I think that there's that like when you're a kid, there's like a weird, there's like an older woman in your life telling you what to do. There's like a weird response. But I had this babysitter nanny she was like always coming over. She would like let me, she would let me like stay up and watch anime. She was like kind of cool. And then I found out like a couple years ago that apparently she was like very autistic, that like my parents were like, yeah, we did her a favor by like letting her watch you guys. And I was like, I let that bitch tell me when to go to bed? I felt completely duped, that I just let some retarded bitch boss me around.
Damn.
I should have overthrown her.
Yeah,
You really should
How
have.
old were you?
Oh, I had to be like fucking 11 or
12?
12. I should have risen up, dude. I should not have been
should've.
listening to
You
her.
should have fucked her.
I should have fucked. Yeah. Oh, who's the criminal in that case? That's a jury.
her.
that-
Yeah, if you're a child and
Although
you
I guess
fuck
if- I
like
guess
a
if you, like,
retarded adult, who's wrong?
I think it's just like everybody goes free. I think that the law just says we have nothing to say about this. There's no law. They look at the books. There's no law against
Yeah,
this.
yeah, it's a real it's a real Air Bud
Yeah, I was just
situation where the judge is like flipping through the laws. He's like, well, there's nothing in here.
We'll really have to do something about this, but for the time being, you guys are free to go. Yeah, damn. Yeah, but anyway. So I don't know why that just popped up. I just remembered that.
Yeah, you were attracted to some retarded bitch.
Yeah, no, dude, I wanted her to give
How
me...
old was she?
Oh, she had to be like... I think she was like 17, 17.
You were 12?
It's 11 or something, 10 or 11. 10, 11 or 12. It was for like a while. There was a period. I remember it's because she would let me stay up late enough to watch Yu Yu Hakusho on Adult Swim. So I'm trying to like place it like when that was airing. So I think...
It's funny to remember being like a kid, like a child, and being horny. I remember being like 9 and being like, I want to fuck.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like the horniest.
Sam, wait a minute. You were 9 and you wanted to
Oh
fuck?
my God, yeah.
I remember being horny,
thing
but I didn't
Jerry
really.
Sandusky didn't
I didn't understand what the urge. What I was just like, oh, I really want to like press my dick into a surface. I had no concept of like the fact that it involved like women or sex.
This is so. You guys are such a good argument for pedophiles because, like, there's like, look, children are sexual creatures. They're like cows. You got to milk them. They need release. You know what I mean, it's painful when the cow isn't milked.
No, it's funny to like, because now you see kids and they seem so innocent, but it's like, I remember being that age and literally being like very horny and like beating off regularly before I could even bust loads.
Do
you remember your first bust?
That's insane. I remember I beat off like very often for years before I could like come.
Sure. Well,
For years.
like full on, like you knew what you were doing, like beating
Yes.
off. Sam, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, this is this era.
That
This
is
when you go
very
from
weird.
Before you go from this to this,
When you're still little.
when you're still doing this, and then you graduate to this. I don't remember the day I changed, but I remember that was like a big.
See, I never did this. It was always just flip it up and mash it into something.
I remember.
Which is possibly why I have erectile dysfunction to this day.
I remember like this. In my head, I called it magic mattress. Where like sometimes you wake up. Do you guys know what I'm talking? Sometimes you wake up at like 3 a.m. and the mattress feels really good, so you rub until you pee. But it
Yeah, you get it confused with I have to pee.
right.
Well, sometimes when
But-
you have to pee, your dick feels weird. You ever
Yeah,
have that?
But here's
maybe
what
it's
it is.
pressing on the prostate. Or, You ever jerk off when you like kind of have to
Yes,
pee?
I was just gonna say.
It's nice.
Sometimes it's awful, but sometimes if it's in this sweet spot, some of the greatest nuts you'll ever have are when you kind of have to pee.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go back a step.
My dad's gonna hate this episode
Well,
so much.
Maybe he'll stop listening.
Yeah, what the fuck are you listening to your son talk about this for? Turn this off. If my parents ever found any of this, I would like. It would just be such a fucking disaster.
For sure, absolutely, absolutely. So, all right, let me jump back one step. So, I agree. So, are you saying that when you were jacking off when you were 9, it was like explicitly sexual? You're having like sexual.
Yes.
Okay, that is what's insane.
But you're like looking at images of like adult women. You're like,
Yes.
I want to specifically fuck Britney Spears.
I remember there was
You're
when
like,
I
I
was
want
like
to entrap these
when
adult
I was like
women.
when I was like 10, there was this one like 30-second like clip, preview clip on bigcocksex.com.
Sam, what? Sam,
that was your first go.
I
That was your
wanna know-
first Google.
you would be horrified if your parents found this, but they ran a house that was so loose. You were
They
looking on
didn't
big
realize.
cocks. Well,
Well, it's so funny because
I
like I was
wish
on
they
the
had.
I was on the family computer and like that was before either Internet Explorer had clear history or before I knew where it was. So I remember when we finally put that computer in the attic when I was like 17. I went one last time and typed www.b and like the third thing was big cock sex. I was like, I got away with it.
So who was? You were the only one searching that.
Yeah.
Sam, where were you getting this at 9 years old?
I think I was like, I mean, I didn't regularly look at porn at 9, but like once in a while when I was 9, 10, 11, I would peruse over to big cock sex or sex.com.
So here's the thing. When I was having
Hotsex.com.
when I was rubbing myself on my mattress, it was pure sensation. I didn't associate it with any sexual thought. Honestly, I wish I could like get back there. Just like be a being of like pure sensation.
I think when I was 9, it was less specific. Although I would like think about specific girls in my school that I had crushes on.
Okay.
But then
I
when
guess-
it got to be, I was like 10, 11, it started to really form into like specific.
I'll tell you some behavior that my teacher encouraged in terms of girls. This must have been 5th or 6th grade. There was this. I shouldn't even say. I was almost going to say her whole name because I would say her whole name when I would follow her around, which is just psychotic. But there was this girl in my class who I had a crush on. I had a crush on since like we had been in like the same summer camp like a couple years prior, and I remember we got put in the same 5th grade class. And I remember seeing her, and then I was like, oh hell yes. I was like, this is. It's all coming together. Right?
Well, I should change how I walk to my next class and follow her every day. We should like looking back. It's like your first crush, you would be canceled.
Brendan, I should have been canceled. All right, I might even cancel myself with this story. But so my teacher, Mrs. Miller, who was like beloved, had been with the school for 20. Like everybody had good things to say about this lady. She died of cancer midway through our school year. We had no idea, but like. I remember on the last few weeks that she was in, she noticed, she was like, Nick, you like Allie? I was like, yeah, I like Allie. She's like, you need to go tell her that, honey. This is like, like jolly black woman. And she would encourage me to chase Allie Lank around the room, telling her that I was going to marry her while she would like fall
rocks.
back out of her chair and cackle at us.
That lady rocks.
And Allie would just like look at the teacher like, Mrs. Miller, help me. Please make him stop. And she'd go, Nick, you gave me a good laugh today. So she let me do this for like fucking weeks in a row. Then she left and died.
Wow, you were one of the last things that brought her joy.
You know what? I wish that we could have gone in there and put on a whole vaudevillian show for her. Maybe we would have like.
That's
aroused
really
her.
the ultimate. Like when you're at a job you hate, but like you put in your 2 weeks notice, so you do whatever you want. Knowing you're about to die is the ultimate. Like
as a teacher.
Yeah, it's like the way I imagine I would post if I was like extremely canceled. Like, oh, if I had just had no concern at all about anybody ever getting mad at me, how would I post?
Whatever you want, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want that life,
You
but
would
like
probably
I do
be doing
imagine it sometimes.
Straight up just like cock and balls play into the webcam. Just like,
Yep. Yeah, I'd be posting.
Which would be funny because then you would have no choice but to like get a real job.
yeah, you're working at
I would be posting hoes and working at 7-Eleven.
It is so funny to like the idea of like a guy who just works at 7-Eleven and he's just constantly posting the N-word. It's like, what, you're gonna get me fired from 7-Eleven?
And then yes, you do, and then I'm homeless, and then I'm posting my hose with the N-word from a tent. And I'm the happiest I've ever been.
You go to the library, all the other homeless guys are jacking off, and you're just recording song parodies.
I miss the library. I should go back now that it's like probably open again, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I was doing a
probably.
lot of writing at the library.
I love the library.
Yeah.
I would go to the library all the time.
There was this like autistic Asian guy who used to sit next to me at the library a lot, who would play.
He must have been amazing with numbers.
I don't know. I didn't see him with numbers. I saw him. I mean, I assume he was. You're right. But he was playing one of these fucking, like, I assume free to play 3D tablet games.
Yeah.
For like 3 hours at a time on like a Samsung tablet, just sucking like a 40-ounce sugared soda. And he would take breaks to go smoke. And he had no expression on his face. And he would just play for hours. And it's like, is he like doing better than me? Like he might be having a better time at life because he's not. There's so. If I did anything like that, I'd want to kill myself so badly. And he just seems to be just like blank faced, like trying to accomplish something in this.
He's locked into the dopamine loop, dude.
He's locked in.
It's just pure positive
He's
feedback.
he's like a cat. He's like, when my cat just lies around and does nothing, he's not bothered by doing nothing. This guy is functionally doing nothing, but he's like seems fine with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. The bliss of like, you're right, guys. You're right. Autistic Asian guys and cats, the same beast completely.
You heard it here first.
That's my theory, folks. I mean that.
Yeah, Sam.
I mean that.
Sam's theory is like most people evolved from
We've been
monkeys.
joking around a lot today, folks, but I want to say something serious.
Posit this: most people, regular people, evolved from monkeys. Asian guys, I
They
think
evol-
it might be cats.
They might be cats.
I'm pretty sure there's a direct delineation.
Or bugs is my other theory.
Jesus Christ.
A bug / calculator.
Well, we've run the simulations.
Yeah, man.
Man, I am so overdressed.
I know. Are you hot?
Yeah, it's kind of hot.
No,
these
very-
I'm very
lights are hot,
comfortable.
dude.
I'm
very
I'm
comfortable?
in great comfort right now.
I mean, you're overdressed, but you're
Because
also.
I'm sweating like a pig and I'm in shorts.
Well, I'm in incredible shape, so
right.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Oh man, I got owned so bad this weekend. So I went to my mom was in town, so me and my girlfriend we took her to Disney. And when I'm like walking long distance, because I like fucked up my knee a couple years ago.
Oh, I saw this in the picture.
Yeah, I wear like a.
Brendan has special gear just
Yeah,
for walking.
I was just wearing like a knee brace, which I thought it's not that visible. Like I didn't think it was
It's
like
very visible.
okay. Well, anyway,
like a mouse with a knee
Yeah.
wrap.
I was just like, this is fine, like because I fucked up my IT band. It's not like I have like arthritis or something. It was
Right.
it was technically a sports injury.
For sure.
Yeah.
Brendan, the famous sportsman.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I moved out here and I remember there was like that 1 month where I was in shape and I was like,
You were looking great.
yeah.
We went to the gym together. We looked hilarious. Just
Yeah, I bet
little,
you-
Yeah.
pot-bellied, tiny man, and then just a guy that some people think might be on steroids.
People probably thought like prop comedy or a flash mob was about to happen.
Yeah, yeah. We were like,
It's like, oh look, it's a YouTube thumbnail. Yeah.
Yeah, we were a cool looking pair. in
You
my
guys were
opinion.
definitely like a
Yeah.
classic comedy duo.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so Disney employees kept coming up to me and asking if I was okay taking the stairs and if they needed me to like if they
Did any of them give you a piggyback of this?
no, I think they were gonna take me through like a tunnel or something, but I was just like, no, I'm okay. I'm good. Just
Dude, you were. I'm sorry. They had a special tunnel.
they're just gonna put me in like a crane.
They put you in a little mech, and the mech walks up the stairs for you.
I would accept a
A little
mech.
disabled, little tiny disabled man.
Oh yeah, dude, it'd be so funny if they just like put you in one of the Wally chairs. They're like, sir, we have something specifically for you. Oh my god, dude.
But yeah, I had a very autistic weekend. I took my mother to the train museum. She did not think it was fun, and she was very confused.
Why did you
Where did you
take her
get the
there?
idea that she would like the train
Why'd
museum?
you do that?
Just because, like when your mom's in town, you got to do like activities, because otherwise we're just going to be sitting in my apartment.
LACMA?
Yeah, take her somewhere cool. Take her
Movies.
to like, dude. Mocha is awesome.
Mocha.
Yeah, well,
But
the
you
train
don't
museum's free.
that stuff's free too. I don't know if you
really?
you still don't know the cool LA stuff yet.
Not
'Cause I
really,
think
no.
you stay
Botanical
here.
Gardens, that place is
Botanical
sweet.
Gardens
That does rule.
You should have done that instead of the train museum.
You should have taken her to like a cool like outdoor, like there's a lot of like, you should have taken her down to like Millie's and Silver Lake. You could have got really good breakfast.
Why did you take her to see Kill Tony?
His mom flies to LA and he drives her to Austin, Texas.
I saw you with Kill Tony once. You did great.
Yeah, I used to do well.
That's the funny is that show could be very fun, even though I think Tony Hinchcliffe is awful.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't think for a second that he's actually racist. I just think he's so bad at reading the room. It's like
So bad at
unthinkable.
comedy.
He's very bad at comedy and very
Yeah.
bad at, like, right now you want to do that bit. It's like, I want people to be able to take swings and like feel comfortable.
Well, I think-
whiffing sometimes, but it's like, why did he think that was going to be okay?
I think that Tony is racist in the sense that he has only contempt for everybody who's not him.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel
okay.
like he's a genuinely repulsive human being.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
to me, I was more put
nasty,
off.
Stupid
Yeah,
man.
I was more put off by him just being like extremely cruel to his opener for no reason.
Well, the thing is, if that was his friend, that wouldn't be funny. But it'd be like, okay, he's just riffing with his trying to riff like about his friend. But this is just some stranger.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that was so insane. I don't think that he was coming out there like, I fucking hate Chinese people for real, and I'm going to take them down.
He
I think
hated this Chinese person for having a good set.
Yes,
That's what it is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think it's so stupid people act like this is real racism. Like, no, this is just an unfunny guy being an asshole. And like,
sure.
he just shouldn't get work because he's not funny.
Yeah.
Although weirdly, he could be okay at in the very specific, narrow skill set of like judging roast battles. He could say something funny. And in Kill Tony, sometimes he had a good remark. But it's like other people are doing so much of the work for him there.
Yeah.
Just in general, he's not a funny guy.
No, he's not. He's got a pallid complexion. The man is strange. He looks dead.
He is. He's awful.
He's a very upsetting man to behold.
Wasn't he like MAGA or something?
Yeah, he's MAGA.
Nice.
He's a big MAGA guy.
This is a MAGA jumpsuit. This is like the hat's not enough, but this is a MAGA jumpsuit.
But Sam, I'm glad that you're here defending MAGA people as not having any racist bones in their body. It's not about that.
The
Okay?
jumpsuit actually says MAGA across his ass.
No, I feel comfortable wearing this in public, but not my red Slipknot hat because I don't want people to see me from behind and see big white guy and think MAGA. I really,
You do have a MAGA face.
But do you think that people would? Do you think
I hate that.
Do you think that MAGA just like you think that they've totally appropriated red? You think they've just like
Red
decked
hats.
out and
Red hats.
You're right. Correct.
I have a beautiful Slipknot 20th anniversary self-titled like hat. It's so beautiful. I love it. But from the back, you can't. It just looks like a white guy in a red hat. That's a bad. Another year or so, I'll be okay.
It's a shame because red hats
I
used
hope.
to be sick.
Yes.
Red hats were the fucking like. You ever watch the movie Paris, Texas with Harry Dean Stanton? No. He's just wandering the desert wearing a red hat, and in the '80s, beautiful, striking imagery. Now it's just like, what's this guy gonna do? Where's he wandering to?
Yeah, my fear is that Trump's going to run again and re-ruin red hats. I feel like we have about another 6 to 12 months before I can feel comfortable in the red hat.
Oh, he's running with Candace Owens, dude. And
we've heard the
it will
rumors.
officially be the hottest White House we've ever had.
Oh yeah.
How wild is it that Trump was the first hot president?
Very wild.
It was wild, dude. We've never had such a hot.
Well, he's
handsome
still
president.
in many ways he's still the president.
Oh yeah,
the shadow pres.
It's really hard to say whether or not he's the president.
I have the opinion that things are going great and things have made a huge turn, but that's not because of anything Biden has done. It's because Trump is the shadow pres.
He's completely the shadow president.
He is completely the shadow.
If you think Trump is going to stop being the president or die in the next 30 years, good luck. Enjoy the reality you're living in. There's a rude wake up coming your way.
We both hate rudeness. God,
Being rude is so unfortunate.
it should be illegal.
Rudeness really, there should be some sort of legal
this segment is
ramifications.
just for Robbie Goodwin.
Yeah.
If he watches this, he's going to be thrilled to hear all.
I think that like
playing the hits.
you know how like when Russia wilds out and they get like sanctioned and no one really knows what that means, but it sounds bad. That's what should happen to individuals who are rude.
Absolutely.
You should be economically
You
sanctioned.
should. That's what China is
It's like,
doing.
fuck, I'm not allowed to trade.
That's what China is
Well,
doing, and I
that's right.
support it. They have the social credit system on all their phones, and the cameras are monitoring them. And if you like buy too much beer at the supermarket, you get a slap on the wrist. And if you're rude,
China really is doing the
if you're rude
Sam
to the
government.
if you're rude to the government, you can't buy a train ticket, and that's not a joke.
Yeah, no,
and I
social
support
credit.
that, and we should have that here.
Well, that was why I love Trump was the first person to himself going down into the masses and calling out individual rude people. Like whenever there was like a rude person at his rally, he'd be like, "You, bye." he would send individual people away.
He did use rudeness, but for good. He used it against rude people.
Yeah, he was
only.
teaching them a lot. You have to. It's the only thing they understand, Sam.
Fire
It's
versus
the-
fire. You have to.
That's right. Oh yes,
We miss him so much. I miss him every day. It's so funny that after like 3 months after being banned from Twitter, he finally had the idea to have a website where he posts basically tweets and then have someone else post those tweets, and it got banned within a day.
I know it sucks because
Wouldn't you do that 5 days minimum after or maximum after you got banned? Just try this. Okay, I'll post somewhere else and someone posts what I say. He didn't think to try that for 3 months. That's so funny to me.
He was grieving. And he was grieving for us, honestly.
Well,
I
I
mean, he's
mean,
going to be fine, but
He
he's
wasn't
worried about
really.
the country.
He was just running the prez, being the prez running the country.
Yeah, he
from-
was busy. He was in meetings.
He was busy. He was busy as hell. He's always been busy as hell. But what I liked about that website is it truly was the first. It was the best version of Twitter. It's just Donald Trump. You can retweet him. You can like it. Hannah Einbinder can't post. It was perfect. You know what I mean?
That's actually what I was thinking of doing because I like writing tweets, but I don't like participating and like checking to see if I got likes, seeing if I got someone replied or whatever. So what I thought about doing was just like on my own website in like the WordPress like blog, just posting tweets there as
great
like
idea.
individual posts.
That's the Trump method, dude. Just releasing Brendan press statements. I've been having some thoughts.
Hey, and you know what I would be wearing during those press statements?
What would you be wearing?
I would be wearing the fine clothing from our sponsor, Under 510. Sam, are you familiar with Under 510?
I did
no
hear
way
you
he
advertise it, but I wouldn't have been if not for you.
Yeah, Under 510.
I am an enemy of this company, so I will have to bow out. I believe men under 5'10" should not have comfortable clothes. In fact, I'm very pissed there's not a company for over 6'1".
There are many.
No, there aren't.
Big and tall. You just go to the store.
No, those are for fat guys.
Yeah,
I guess
if
that's
you're
fair.
super, you got to order your clothes online, similar to. But look, we can't be stepping all over under
let's
5'10",
let's hear the pitch. I'll see if maybe I'll buy something.
Are you a very tall man who wants to look very strange?
I want a shirt that shows my belly button.
Yeah. Anyway, Under 510 is our sponsor. They make clothing for short men like me, or perhaps a version of me that's in shape. They have clothes for that also.
It'd be awesome if you sized out of being able to rep the sponsor. I used to wear under 5'10" until somebody started feeding me treats in my sleep.
Yeah, I'm a size medium, so I do have some wiggle room. It would be so embarrassing if I had to like email them and be like, "Can you send me those clothes you sent me again in a large?"
I actually thought about you. I was like, that's gonna happen at some point, right?
I hope not. But anyway, yeah, their clothes rock. They make clothes specifically for men under 5'10". So that doesn't just mean that like they're shorter. Like all the features are scaled, like the pockets and everything. Creates a great optical illusion that you're a normal man that women might want to have sex with. Which I've worn clothes from them for years, and I've had sex before. So
That's badass. Dude.
yeah.
You know how Sam can rep their clothes? He can buy one of like the medium shirts or the large shirts and just wear it like shorts with his cock hanging out of the neck hole and post that on Tinder.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a
Great
great
idea.
matches.
I'd imagine they don't want you posting images of you doing that, but that's certainly a way that you could use their product.
I mean, it's a versatile product.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're under 5'10", check their shit out. They have jeans, great jeans. I really love their jeans. They have these jeans that they actually recycle plastic from the ocean to make the fabric.
Oh, yeah.
But it feels really, really soft. It's very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Go to under510.com.
Are we out of the ad read?
Yeah.
Okay,
No
great.
promo code? just want to.
We don't have
We're
a
just
problem.
repping them.
Okay. Yeah.
We're just repping them. Somebody in the
Pro
Coward
bono? They give you any money?
They have
Okay.
they have given us money.
It's such a cuck move to just be giving a free ad to a little.
Be giving a free ad for 2 months. No, they've given us money because we are a very popular and reputable podcast.
Yes.
Somebody in the Reddit was really making me laugh. They just posted. The post just said under 5'10", and then in the post it was just a picture of the store Gymboree, the children's store.
Coward Hour
Yeah, that
sponsored
was
by Oshkosh Bagosh.
Yeah, I'll take the L on that. That was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
Sam, we gotta get you some. Is this so like? This was your. How many more outfits, like special outfits, do you have?
I mean, this is by far the only thing in my wardrobe that looks like this.
Okay, so there's no more bold choices that are.
When I hopefully get a nice paying job sometime the next year, and I have some real walking around money, some wiggle room, I probably will buy another jumpsuit.
Oh, don't say that in the interview. Don't let them know that's what Sam. Why do you want the job? It's like I want to make a lot more bold clothing choices.
I want this in white because I didn't want to get the white one first because it's so easy to stain, but I do want to have it as a backup because it looks so striking.
That
Yeah.
sure,
Beautiful.
dude.
But you
would
could
look like you're in a
also
cult.
it would also be good to wear because it won't show cum. So
Yes,
you know,
That's right.
My cum is
when you're getting cummed all over it.
yeah. My cum is perfectly white. It is completely like bleach white.
Oh, angelic.
Yeah.
You have angels come.
I do have angels cum.
I'll admit, mine's a little yellow.
Nice. I think that might be pee.
No, I think it's just
My
like
cum's a little brown and
I
comes
thi-
out of my ass.
I think it's just like my teeth. Like I haven't been brushing my dick well enough, so my cum is kind
It'd be
of.
horrible if there was like your piss chamber like burst a leak and was leaking into your cum chamber. You know what I mean? Like if, like you've got like a like the undercarriage of your car is fucked up or something.
like
It's
like
leaking
when a
oil.
lady has a fistula.
Yeah.
A fist. What is a fist?
That's when the wall between your pussy and your ass gets toe up.
Oh, and so they
And then it's
probably
That happens?
Oh yeah,
They go
it happens
into,
a
like,
lot.
what?
That's like one of the things that Louis did was like very quietly gave a shitload of money, did a bunch of benefits to like help. It's a very simple operation, but there's a lot of places in the world where people can't afford them, and like their fucking families will like abandon them because they're fucking shitting out their pussy.
Well, and you're going. It's like
It's like funny in like an abstract way, but the actual reality of it is so horrifying.
It's so funny to imagine Louis doing the speech at like the dinner.
I like to imagine that.
Wow.
I wanted
you've
to
got
stop the pussies from shitting.
I mean, look, I've joked about women having shitty pussies. I didn't know it was a real condition.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would like to imagine that he.
I
found
assumed
that.
it was only my cunt daughter.
I feel like he found out about that trying to find new things to jack off to. Well, that's just so like, dude, that's a crazy because like if your shit is leaking, you'll go into like toxic shock.
Oh yeah, a lot of people die
You'll
from it,
die,
man.
for
A
sure.
lot of people. I think it happens extra when you've been FGM'd. Hemogenital
Oh,
mutilation,
yeah.
because they sew it up and it makes the birth canal way too small, and then everything gets.
Well, I'm against circumcision of all forms, so
Unless that pussy looked like trash.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta admit. Please admit. Some pussy's got to be cut off. He's not admitting it. You got to admit.
look,
Some a quick hand.
some pussies, it's like, you know, when you're smoking a brisket, like you got to cut that off or it's just gonna
Yeah,
char.
that's
and
right.
Just gonna turn into bark.
Getting rich enough to have a pussy tailor.
But that's what I'm saying. Bitch, you better act right. I'm gonna take your ass to the pussy tailor.
Ooh, girl, you looking fine. Let me make you an appointment.
I need a lipless type.
I
of
could
bitch.
see FGM like looping around to being a thing that like white women endorse. Like they're like,
mean,
it's
no,
their culture.
Well, they literally do that. There are
Totally.
Well, there are 10,000 women a day having their genitals mutilated, and you never hear about that from like a mainstream feminist source because it would mean criticizing a brown person,
For sure. Yeah.
which is like obscene. They're fucking talking about, you know, some magazine cover being, you know, airbrushed or something.
For
There's-
sure.
There's literally 10,000 girls getting their pussies cut off,
Right.
by literal like.
By like a
patriarch-
warlord.
Yeah.
by like their grandmothers and their father,
Right.
Like with no anesthesia, just it's fucking wild. They'll like cut off, not all the time, but sometimes they'll cut off all the lips and the clit, and then they'll take fucking glass and like scrape inside to try to destroy like any sexual pleasure possible.
Dude, how- you
and
know-
then sew it shut.
I don't even have a pussy, and I am fucking
I cried.
wincing.
I read a fucking memoir of someone who had that happen to them, and I fucking cried when I read that. It's so upsetting, and it hurt.
How do you,
Obviously,
I feel like you open with that. How do you talk about other shit after that? You know what I mean? How do you? What do you talk about after you talk about having glass in your pussy?
getting your pussy glassed up and then sewed shut, and then the way it's broken is by a man forcing inside on your wedding night when you're like sold to a man.
Ooh, do they?
Brutal.
Ooh.
And then, I mean, he's just
in my opinion, that ought not to be happening.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that is bad.
Yeah.
I'd like to retract my earlier statement of supporting
It
having
really
the pussy.
it falls clearly under the category of rude behavior.
It is so rude to cut a 7-year-old's clit off, I have to say.
It's considered very, very impolite.
It is so impolite. It's uncouth.
It is. You're right.
Sam, we're deleting this episode too.
I'm literally saying the correct thing.
That's
I'm saying
right.
it's bad to do this.
That's right.
Yeah, but you're saying it in like a full jumpsuit, like a chain.
I mean, it's funny. It is like the opposite pedophile position. You're like, no, I don't want to fuck kids. I get rid of their pussies the minute I see them. I swear I'm good.
That's a good point.
That's a great point. It's kind of it actually is. That's a great way to prove that you're not.
The point of it is to just try to destroy women's sexual desire, which it doesn't do. They're
Right.
still horny. They just like have a
I can't do anything about it. Yeah.
It's extremely hard. If they're lucky, they can maybe get a G-spot or like do something else, but
Right.
they make it real hard on them. And they're
For
not
sure.
supposed to enjoy it.
Right.
It's fucking horrifying.
And as a proud male feminist, you're
Proud
like,
male
I want
feminist.
all these women enjoying their fucking orgasms, dude.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
that is literally my kind of feminism.
No,
Like,
100%.
Don't cut little girls' pussies off so women can come. That's
Stop talking.
what's the wrong thing I said?
That's the clip.
That's the clip.
This week.
You're not wrong. It's just I guess it's weird for this to be a priority.
Okay, wait. Let me rephrase that. So they can come when they're adults, I suppose. I mean, they can rub up against stuff. Like we were just talking about doing that.
For sure.
And I don't want any adult to make them come until they're also an
That's
adult.
right.
To be clear,
No, you haven't said anything wrong.
unless it's their culture, and I respect all cultures. Okay, I think when a Syrian guy marries a 12-year-old niece, I think
fair.
that's okay because that's their culture.
They're
And
in the desert.
They're,
They don't
well,
know what they're doing.
I don't want to be racist.
That's
you
fair.
know?
Totally.
I don't want to be racist
You
and say
wouldn't-
it's
you
wrong to
wouldn't-
fuck a 12-year-old.
You wouldn't walk into a Jewish person's home and smack the menorah off their table.
Well,
would
I'd
you?
do that. No, I would do that. I have to be careful making jokes like that because I'm an enormous white guy with a shaved head. I would say I completely support Israel 100%. Also kidding.
It's funny to imagine like a bunch of white Twitter women like watching an FGM procedure and they're just like waiting, and then the guy stops and he's like, oh man, you're really Jewing me out of my money, and they're like, got him.
You're right. I feel like we are. I feel like you're right. I feel like we are going to psyop Western women into supporting FG. I feel like vajazzling is like the toe in the water.
I mean, there are like prominent feminists, like mainstream feminists, who won't criticize that stuff because they don't want to look. They'll literally be like,
They don't
I'm
make it
not
look racist.
fucking Roxanne Gay like wouldn't criticize hijab like full force veiling because she was like, I'm not going to be tricked into saying something bad about another culture. It's like, no, you should say like that's bad. I mean,
like if a chick wants, I dated a chick who like wore a hijab. She wasn't like
not voluntary. That's up to you.
For sure.
Supporting, not condemning forced veiling is like such an easy home run to just condemn that. You can
Right.
say, of course, that's wrong. It's wrong in New York. It's wrong in Somalia. It's wrong in wherever the fuck it's happening. Some people won't do it, which is like mind-boggling. They're that scared of being called racist by some crackpot online.
You posted because you'll sincere post on
Once
Twitter.
in a
You
while.
posted a video of, I think it was a compilation of like feminists in some Middle Eastern country.
He was in Iran, yeah.
Iran, yeah, yelling at like the what?
I that shit literally gave me goosebumps. I
know.
love that.
Well,
What was it?
What are those guys? The guys in the robes. They're like the religious.
The wizard.
Police, the wizards.
Yeah.
No, what?
Yeah, the Iranian Wizards.
What is-
That's the Iranian basketball team. It's the Iranian Wizards. Well, no. So here's the thing, and it's women standing up to them, being like, "Fuck you! I'm not going to follow." What?
I'm not gonna.
Follow Sharia law,
I have
like-
a right to have my hair out if I want. You don't get to tell me what to do.
So I fully understand thinking that's brave and awesome, and like I'm fully with you. But I am on when I'm watching that video, those dudes in the robes are so funny to me because there's nothing funnier than a dude in full garb getting flustered. Like a dude in full black robes chasing like, hey, you bitch.
Yeah, it is. It's like somebody getting mad in a Minions costume on Halloween.
That's exactly, just smacking the hood of a car like, please, you must stop.
Yeah, that is a very funny visual.
Well, there's just all these robes flowing behind.
It's like you're wearing a silly costume, man.
It's
Why aren't you wearing your silly costume? This is a costume country.
It's like if you watched a priest get flustered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They do.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
But they keep it to themselves a lot better.
No, but that's what I mean. Like watching a priest, or a pastor with like the long, mid garb, watching him like gesticulate and freak out. It's like, this is a 10 out of 10 on AFV. This is so funny.
Yeah, it's like every day is Halloween in Iran. Everyone's in their little costumes.
Yeah, I was gonna respond. I was gonna respond to that tweet and just be like, "These guys rock," but I didn't want to.
No, as I think about it, dudes do rock.
Dudes do rock.
That's actually, I take it back. That's actually a dude's rock.
Somehow the imams or whatever doing that is part of White Boy Summer in my book.
It was one of the guys was like, "You're like." Violating my rights to a woman who just didn't, basically for not wearing a hat. She was violating his rights. What a fucking. Also, these guys, like, listen, I'm the horniest man alive, but like, if you get so horny because you just see some hair, like, you need to beat off so bad. Well, if these guys were allowed to beat off, so many
You gotta beat off,
problems,
folks.
So many problems would be solved if people were just allowed to beat off.
But here's the thing, they do beat off.
But they feel so bad about it and they try not to.
Sure.
So it's like beating off is a horrible, like, shameful, like, lapse. It should be a daily fucking part of your regimen to get the fucking poison out.
I hear you, but also a country where old men in robes are chasing women around trying to put hats on them because it's been the law for 3,000 years. That's a pretty funny country.
Oh, it's very funny.
Funniest country of all time.
It's very funny, and I hope it continues for the sake of comedy.
They're running between all the different doors in the hallway.
yes.
Holding a fucking Yankees hat.
Sweetie, please.
Yeah, and then the can girls come through.
And he just stones them. He throws rocks at the can.
Yeah, they come out of a doorway and suddenly the imams are wearing dresses. They're like, whoa. Yeah, you know what? Iran rocks. How dare you say how can you say all this shit about these guys, man?
I wasn't thinking clearly. I'd like to apologize to the imams.
You stood up too fast. You got lightheaded.
I got lightheaded.
Started objecting to Sharia law.
That was really fucked up of me. I mean, I'm so covered right now. Like,
that's true.
I'm in a robe essentially. It's like it's completely. A one piece. It's not.
You're like, this is like.
We should really start wearing robes on the broadcast.
Oh, I've always been a fan of ropes.
Yeah,
Can I tell you that?
We should have like you know how like certain professions have like a weird like if you're a judge for some reason there's like a robe involved.
Gotta
like,
wear a robe.
Yeah. Coward Hour should be like that. It's just like judges, priests, like
police,
podcasters.
The police should wear robes.
Dude. The police need beautiful flowing.
Well, the police. To be fair, the police do wear robes, but it's off duty.
Okay, very nice.
Well, there's a woke podcast, guys. All right, look at
you guys
us.
should just get these and wear these as your uniform.
No,
for
I'm with Brendan. I want full robes. I want beautiful flowing.
If
gowns.
under 5'10" makes a jumpsuit, I will wear it. Absolutely.
I think the guy makes a small. And the point, it's supposed to be baggy. You know, it's supposed to be like
okay,
a long.
baggy. Yeah.
I think some people might think I'm doing a bit wearing this. I really am not. I think this is just like the sickest looking thing I own.
I don't think you're doing a bit.
Good.
Every time I see you wearing something, I'm like, I know that Sam believes this with his whole heart.
Yes.
As shocking as it is to me.
I cannot wait to wear this to a party with like 50 people.
Right.
It's going to be so freeing.
Yeah, dude. I used to really get off on wearing strange outfits to parties, but I burned up that goodwill pretty fast.
I realized today that I need some funny looking sunglasses to complete the look.
Oh, absolutely.
Funny looking hat. You thinking like Elton
Like
John
small.
style? Little ones? Oh.
Small and oval.
Little, yeah.
That would be funny.
You know, I'm thinking
not circular. They gotta be like.
My friend on Twitter, GaySex420, very funny guy. He had these tiny. He's a big boy and his big head and he's got these tiny little glasses. And I was like, I gotta get some of those. I gotta complete the look.
You gotta get like Morpheus glasses or maybe like rimless, but the lenses are square.
You gotta get glasses. You gotta get little glasses that don't even cover your eyes. They just like sit on either side of your nose.
On the inside,
Yeah.
like you just hear it here. That's a great idea.
And when you read, you have to like look through them cross-eyed.
I used to carry, because I think the bit is so funny, I used to carry around a spyglass that I would like pull out of my pocket and look at people with. And it was always a hit.
Like right in front of them?
Well, I would usually do it when my friends were playing a show and I'd be in the front row and I'd take it out. And I actually got my friends to like fuck up singing a few times because they like looked over in the middle of a line and saw me look up with
Sam's got one of his baubles again.
I have it somewhere in my bedside drawer. I got to put that spyglass in one of these pockets.
I
would knock it off with these antics.
I've never been to your house, but I would love to see your full array of items. I'm
You ever been to my house?
A briefcase.
You ever been to my house?
No,
Wow.
I almost came over one time to eat pizza and watch wrestling.
Oh, fuck, it didn't pan out, did it?
It didn't.
Damn.
This was back when I think I was like too poor to do anything.
Do you like
Now-
basketball?
I can get into any sport that I watch.
I need people to watch basketball with.
I mean, just don't ask me to like get too into it.
Insanely rude of me.
Very rude.
I'll watch it.
You
I'll
are
eat
sanctioned.
fucking papadillas with you.
Dude, I want a fucking papadilla.
I can't get over the papadilla. I see the commercials for
I
papadillas.
fucking hate those ads. He's like, people ask me what a papadilla is, and I say it's blah blah blah, but they don't usually hear me because my mouth's always full of papadillas. It's like I want to fucking kill the guy who wrote that and the guy who's saying it, but I want a papadilla.
You want a papadilla in your mouth
and also,
right now.
I've never. One time in my entire life have I had trouble getting a hard dick. At least on the first, maybe on the second or third round, maybe you have a little trouble. But the first go, one time I've had trouble.
Only 3 rounds? Amateur. Total amateur.
But I hear so many Blue Chew ads that I find myself being like, should I get Blue Chew? No, of course I shouldn't take a drug to get my dick hard. My dick works fine.
That would be a hilarious way for you to break edge.
Yeah, I wonder, does that count as breaking edge?
Oh, by the way,
Calling it a drug
did you trip your second dose of the vaccine?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, we both had pretty. I wouldn't say I full on tripped. I definitely had like a wild like dissociative.
I had literally nothing.
Waking dream.
Either doses. I had absolutely no reaction whatsoever, except a sore arm.
Yeah.
I was fine.
Well, I heard that like if you had COVID, the vaccine hits you harder. So maybe
I think I
was
had
it.
COVID.
Oh, you do?
I think I did it last. I think the antibodies are probably gone. I think I had it in March 2020 because my friend came to visit me and she got sick 2 days after she got here, and I had no symptoms, and she had like a 23-day like flu. We thought it was like a weird flu, but I think it was COVID.
I couldn't have had COVID because pretty soon I was like doing hospital jail shit pretty soon after we went into lockdown. So like I was always getting tested for antibodies in the virus. So I don't think I ever had, but it hit me pretty hard.
Damn. I got really lucky. I didn't have anything at all.
Also, Sam, Blue Chew, it's just like, I mean, it's not really a drug. You wouldn't be breaking edge. It's just like,
No, I was kidding. I don't think it's literally but I think my personal attitude is I don't want to take medication I don't need.
For sure.
So like,
But
why?
Sam, it's so much fun.
But I don't have any trouble with this dick getting hard.
Yeah, me neither.
If
But
anything, I have trouble with it getting hard too much. It's a fucking distraction.
Oh, my God.
I'm trying to get shit done, and I'm like, I gotta beat off so I can focus.
Yeah, Blue Chew needs to have some downers with their uppers.
They need something for the high T man who's trying to focus. Something to make my dick turn off for 6 hours so I can like focus on writing something.
you just like, they send you a bottle and you open it, it's just small pictures of an old man's balls. They're just like, take one of these if you're staying hard.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. You just made me remember this one bar in Lancaster that we would go that like you'd put like 75 cents in it and it would give you like a little like postage stamp that you would unfurl into like a nude.
And it was like vintage porn?
Yeah. I remember we
beat off to it?
we mailed that to our friend's brother in juvie.
Enjoy.
It's so funny. People used to beat off to like a playing card or like a pen upside down with like a tiny image of a woman.
Yeah.
But then I think about the shit I beat off to.
Or like a black and white photo of like your girlfriend who you haven't seen in 3 years because you're in Korea.
Dude, well, I just watched the
I can understand that. That makes a lot of sense to me.
I just watched the first pornographic cartoon from like the 20s. Oh God, I wish I could remember like what the fuck it was called. It was something. The guy's name was like a play on hard on or pecker or something. But it is some of the horniest shit I've ever seen. And it's funny because it looks like Steamboat Willie, but like everything's coming alive. Like all like the trees, and they all like grow tits and pussies for him to fuck.
Sounds great.
You know that like the people who like number one, the people going into this theater at first their mind is blown by like the miracle of animation, and then it's just ruined. They'll just never stop thinking about the sexy tree that they saw that one time in the silent theater.
Damn, that's gotta be suck being like the first guy ruined by hentai in the 20s.
Yeah, that's right.
No one even knows what you're talking about.
You can't just Google and find like millions of videos
Yeah.
just like that.
You're like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go back to Paris to see it again.
Yeah, you tell your children about it on your deathbed. That's how much it haunts you.
There's something I was going to say about horniness and I forgot.
Oh,
I'm pissed.
it's a constant plague that controls your life.
No, I mean, yeah, but that wasn't what I was going to say.
Oh, damn.
Fuck.
You were talking about how you let's hang on. Let's back up. You're talking about how your dick gets too hard.
My dick gets too hard.
Yeah.
Fuck too much.
No, I don't fuck too much. I don't fuck enough by my estimation. I'd like to fuck more.
I feel that.
What the fuck was I going to say? God
don't know,
damn it.
man.
Well, we'll try to circle back. I mean, I'm sure we'll come back to hard dicks at some point.
Such a wild episode.
No, that's a good one. This is a very good one. This is much
wild?
better than Sam's first episode.
Yeah.
We also have like a set now. We were just like, I was sitting in your bed last time.
We were cramped. We were next to Brendan's
Yeah.
bed. I mean, there was a secretive air to the entire scenario. That may have been why it got so out of hand.
I'm also like, I have more people know who I am. I'm not like a complete. I'm a nobody, but I'm not a complete nobody.
You got some clout, dude.
I got a little
Yeah,
clout.
You look at you, dude. You're hard dick McGee, man. You're
Yeah.
3 rounds of sex, Sam.
Yeah, I can do 3. I can usually do 3.
3's great. 3's great. I mean,
If you have a whole night, if you got like 8 hours, I can do a really nice 3.
those are rookie numbers. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I've been seeing these porn videos lately where guys will be like, it'll be like the title will be like, he comes in my mouth like 5 times in 10 minutes. And the guy just comes and then keeps going and comes again. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I would say I top out. Typically, I also like, my girlfriend and I are long distance, so we see each other like once a month and a half. But I top out around 5. But maybe it's because it's pent up. But it's also like, well, I'm sharing way too much. She's not gonna be happy with this. But basically,
Do you think she's gonna get this far into this?
so it depends on how much free time she has. Honestly, it really, because sometimes I'm fine. Sometimes I'll say shit and I'll just be like waiting, like the whole week, just like, am I gonna get a text? Is it gonna be a problem? But every time I least expect it. But yeah, I would say like I top out around 5. So I want to see you.
I mean, I go long each round. Is
Me
the
too.
thing.
Absolutely, me too.
Okay, but
We should fuck side by side.
We should fuck side by side.
It should be like a horse race.
How about
It's like one of those roller coasters that race each other.
we should go back and forth fucking Brendan. You, me.
And then he has to judge our loads.
Yeah.
So
You judge who had more power in their thrust.
he's got to judge the viscosity. He's got to judge how much product there is.
Do you like this idea?
And then also the taste.
You're like, who won? I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest, I blacked out the whole thing.
But wait,
that's
I'm talking about.
that's a real ale. No matter who wins, Brendan loses.
Well, would you think you'd lose, or would you maybe like that a little bit?
I think that I would dislike it very much.
Okay.
I would never do that to you, Brendan. That was completely Sam's idea.
I would do that to you, Brendan. No, but wait.
That'd be so funny, like to have to tell my girl. I'm like, I cheated on you, and she's like, oh my gosh, what? And I'm like, and there's more.
Like, look, babe, I was helping my friends, okay? Trying to be a bro.
They needed a judge.
Yeah. It was technically scientific.
Wait, but in these porn videos, the guy will come and then like 2 minutes later, with no break, he's getting sucked. He comes and he just keeps getting sucked, and then comes 2 or 3 minutes later.
That'd be
Can
funny
you
if
do
there's
that?
like hidden cuts, like the one
Yeah,
shot
right.
in like True Detective.
Right.
It pans up to the
Right.
helicopter. And
Oh,
then
yes, dude. Yeah.
No, they aren't though. If you
I have no interest in being able to do that, but I'm pretty
me
sure.
neither. But like, can you do that?
No,
my
I
friend,
can't do
One of my
that.
friends said he can do that, and that blows my mind.
Then he should. I feel like guys who get into porn, they have total control over their dicks and when they can come, which must kind of. I feel like you must kind of be like the loneliest man at the top of the mountain once you've achieved that.
I mean, I'm pretty good at not coming quick, but then sometimes I have trouble finishing the job, like for myself. Like
Right.
sometimes if it goes too long, sometimes it's kind of a struggle for me to get the job.
Sam, you know what?
finished.
These are just alpha problems, dude.
They are,
these are
dude.
just the woes of 2 alphas. What can we say?
How's your tea, by the way?
my tea has
you're still
tea
putting the gel
improved
on, right?
just enough that they won't give me the medicine anymore,
No.
but not enough that it's like a good
They
level.
won't give you the medicine anymore.
Because the crazy thing is like the
the fuck?
tea levels, like I forget what my I could look it up, but it's like what they consider normal is like a really wide
It's
range.
like 200 to 820 or something.
Yeah, 200 to like 820.
I got mine tested out of curiosity, and I was like, I think I have high T because I have big trap muscles and like a high sex drive, but I want to know the actual like number. It was like 790 out of 820 was the top.
Yeah, I was like 210. They're like, you're fixed, you're cured, and I'm like,
You're like 150 at first, right? Before you got the gel.
it was like
Sam-
it was like absurdly low.
Sam talking to a doctor, so just like Sam going to the doctor, just like, I want to get my T levels tested because I'm worried about my incredible body.
It was just for curiosity, and it was nice to know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was so like I went in. My doctor was like, I mean, I guess we could test your T, but that like obviously you're a young guy, and that is not the problem. And then the results came back, and he's like, whoa.
Uh-oh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You technically, your T is so low, you should technically have a vagina, right? Like,
But now it's just barely okay. Is it better than it was overall? Do you feel all right?
It feels. I'm just off SSRIs, so it feels better. Though I think that
true.
those may have had like a lasting effect. I don't know. It's not really well researched.
Yeah.
Well, there's like whole forums of guys who are convinced that SSRIs like killed their sex drives forever, and it's unclear.
I've seen that.
Wellbutrin's
Yeah.
not an SSRI, right?
No, I'm on that now.
I've considered. I've never ever been on mental health medication, but I have thought if I feel as bad as I felt at points in the last year, after the pandemic is over, when I can actually go do shit, if that continues for a few months, I might consider Wellbutrin. But I just don't want to do anything to fuck up my dick.
Sam, you know, I'm
yeah.
not a doctor, but I will say to the untrained eye, you need so much medicine, dude.
I have 5-HTP.
Yeah, like
Does
if you-
nothing for me, but I do it every day.
I do 5-HTP too.
If
but
you
it's
walked in the like psychologist's office wearing that outfit, they would just immediately pull out their pharmacy pad.
You're right.
I could score some sweet drugs if I.
Doctor's just like, son, how do you shit in this thing?
You take it off and hang it up, dog.
And they're like, all right, we're getting you on
hang it.
nine.
You have to ball it up and hang it on the little hook in the stall. You have to take your shoes off.
And,
Yeah, I
and
actually
they're like,
might.
and son, why do you wear this? You're like, to get pussy, duh.
No, I do not wear this to get
No,
pussy.
Sam.
I wear this because it looks cool, and I get pussy because I'm confident.
Sam, you know what? It's a comedy show. We do jokes here.
Yeah,
All right?
we like to goof around.
I felt attacked.
No, nobody's attacked.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Sam, 5-HTP is for people like me who have like taken way too much.
I just
Molly.
figure it is no downside, and just the act of trying to do something good for your brain is like a self-care kind of thing.
This feels like you sticking a toe and just like, I want to take pills, but I can't. But
I
don't
just
know
want
where to
I want
start.
help not feeling so bad all the time.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you should get medicine.
Well, I mean, I'm not at a point where I think I need medicine, but I've for the first time this year I've considered like if the end of the pandemic does not really help, I'll seriously consider Wellbutrin.
Yeah, just be
Yeah.
careful. I know that some of our friends have had really bad experiences with Wellbutrin.
I've heard it can also make you hornier, which is a scary thought.
Oh my God, you're gonna be busting through walls, dude.
My friend, she said she got on it and she was like, I'm just having to stop at work and like beat off, like to go off.
Is it a chick?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
That kind of happened to
cool. Yeah, man, I'm just
see
like-
that it did that to me when I first went on it, and it killed my appetite, and I was like, oh, this has solved all my problems. But then it
Horny.
then it
Well, I
stopped.
don't want to be hornier, but I would love
Yeah.
to want to eat less because that's my only vice is food, and it's a constant struggle. I'm at war with myself for the
Yeah,
rest
dude,
of my life.
You
Forever.
stop eating, you lose weight because you're jacking off so much. That's a miracle drug.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to lose weight. I want to lose fat. I don't
Fair.
want to lose mass.
First,
I gotta eat for size.
look, Sam, we all noticed your traps when you walked in. Okay.
Even under this?
Even under that,
That's so
dude.
nice of you. I want to be the kind of jack where you can tell I'm huge even in like a puffy winter parka.
Right.
I want to
Why
walk
do
in
you want that?
because it looks sick.
You just desire it.
It looks
I mean,
so
I would
sick.
honestly, if you want my eye,
I want to frighten women.
yeah.
Yes.
I did like my take on it.
I
would
want
be
them
like,
to be frightened when they see me, but then like, oh my God, he's actually really nice when they talk to
He's
me.
gonna protect me.
Exactly.
He'll have like if he needed to kill an animal as a mercy
I've
killing.
had a
he
lot of
could do
women be
it.
like, you look terrifying, but I'm like interested. That's a lot of women have opened with that on dating
Okay.
sites, which I like because I've never been in a fight. I'm very sweet. I'm very nice to women.
You've never been in a fight.
Never
But you're-
thrown or
but
taken
you're
a punch.
prepped for it.
I train
should-
to look like you shouldn't fuck with me,
Right.
but anybody could fuck with me.
Should a self-defense
A
situation.
5'3" like fucking little Guatemalan dude could just fuck my shit up.
Nice.
He could demolish me. I wouldn't fight back. I don't want to hit somebody.
All right, everybody, take notes. If you see him out there,
To all of our 5'3" Guatemalan listeners.
everybody, it's under 5'10" squad.
Yeah.
Suit up, arrive, bully Sam.
I'm firing shots across about Guatemala and the Guatemalan people. You can't. I don't know why I specified.
The Guatemalan people have got to stop their long history of female genital mutilation.
And,
I don't know why I thought of. I just because my neighborhood has, I think, a lot of Guatemalan people.
And
I
you know
think
what?
that's
They've
why.
had it too good for too long.
They've had
Yeah.
it too good.
for too long, dude.
You know, it'd be a funny test is if like you know how like white dudes will be Muslim to like do comedy on television or whatever.
Yeah.
If
Oh, I
they
know
started
a couple
doing
of that.
FGM,
Who are you talking about? who could you possibly?
if one of them got caught doing FGM on their daughter, and then women are like,
Ooh, this is really tough. Oh, this is so tough.
Yeah.
I don't want to criticize another culture, but he's white.
Yeah, it feels weird because like I loved his late night set, but I just feel icky about this.
Of course, the person we're all thinking of. It's funny to imagine.
what do you mean person? There's like 8.
I think we're all thinking of the same guy.
I'm thinking of two different people.
I'm thinking of one guy. I don't know. There are probably more I'm not aware of. I know it's like a type of guy.
Yeah, it's complete. I mean, it's a move, dude. I'm thinking about doing it.
It's funny, Robbie. I still think Robbie should change.
That
his name to
move's
Robbie
probably
Sharif.
over though.
You think it's over?
Yeah,
What are you talking
I don't.
about?
I don't think that diversity for men is going to work anymore. I think it's going to be purely like Twitter girls.
No, man, it still works. I think.
You think so?
I think it does. I mean, it definitely works better if you're a chick. But like, I don't know why Robbie doesn't just go to Robbie Sharif.
I know.
know.
I've
Robbie-
told him
It's
so
Because
much.
it's like I never think that he's half Afghan, but he's half Afghan. He's a fucking
Yeah.
Afghan royalty.
Robbie needs to start running around New York putting hats on women. He'll get booked immediately.
Well, he is one of the foremost campaigners against rudeness, and a woman not having a hat on is, I agree,
Just
extremely
insanely
rude.
Robbie's ultimate move, the most confusing move: go full Muzz, enforce Sharia law, MAGA hats on every thought in New York, dude. That I mean,
That's a
is
great
that a beautiful
idea.
future or what?
Yeah, it is.
I can hear the children singing when I think about that, dude.
I have a manager now, and he like sent out some of my scripts to some production companies. He included a cover letter. I sent him like a bio of myself because he asked for it, and I thought he was like, I didn't think he would put this in there, but there was at the end of my bio, it's like. He's a writer from Boston, and he's despite outward appearances, he's actually an only child. So he's an only child. So despite outward appearances, he's actually very diverse. And I really hope that works, because being an only child basically makes you have Asperger's. It's like it's a way to like have to be given Asperger's by life.
Really?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah, because you don't have like an older or younger sibling to like call you a retard when you're doing something retarded.
You're doted on. Yeah.
I'm like all their eggs are in my basket. You do a lot of like playing alone.
That's how you were getting away with going to BigCockIsland.com. Where the fuck when you were 9?
Big Cock Island.
They definitely knew. They're just like, we
No,
can't.
they definitely did. My mom is horrified by pornography. She had any idea the stuff I looked at my whole life since like age 9.
Oh,
They would kill themselves.
absolutely. How can you walk around with these skeletons, dude? This is crazy.
What was I saying a second ago?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Only child.
Asperger's. I wrote a sketch called Asperger's or Only Child, where it's a game show. You have to guess which it is, and it's because I've made so many mistakes that my friends with Asperger's have made. Like,
Right.
I'll find myself. I mean, I don't do this so much anymore. I've definitely figured out how to be less bad.
Like
about
you'll show up
this.
to a podcast in like a tracksuit or like a
Yeah,
jumpsuit
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
In a new metal jumpsuit.
No, that was very self-aware and intentional.
I would love to watch Sam like radio out, just like full retard, run into the girls' locker room, and everybody's like, "No, stay back! He didn't have any brothers or sisters growing up. There's no way you could have known."
But it's like I don't do this so much anymore, but I would be like
Sam's
5
getting
minutes.
executed by the state of Texas.
I'd be 5 minutes into a date and like making a passionate case for why professional wrestling should be an Olympic sport because it could be judged
Oh my
like figure
fucking
skating.
God.
And then I would notice, which probably is what separates you from an Asperger's guy, is like, oh, I'm making a mistake. She's a pretty lady who didn't ask to hear about any of this, and I'm
Right.
just like really going off about how it is a legitimate art form that like could be
But
judged.
at this point, you are still 10 minutes into your spiel. At this
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
also.
Oh, I don't stop. Once I'm in it, I'm like, I'm gonna
You
finish my
just-
thought.
You just recognize that the date is about to end.
That
Yeah.
I've probably
Yeah,
ruined my chances of having sex.
Is it like I've had those, but it just anxiety where like I have a panic attack and I observe myself having that conversation. I'm like, I should not be doing that.
Yeah. I don't do that shit as much anymore. I am better at going on dates now, but
It's funny for me. It's always a conscious effort. Like I'll get to a point. Isaac will say about this with our double date. It's not that I'm unaware when I start. It's that I am either bored or upset with the date. So I decide to just like veer into oncoming traffic.
yeah. I just am not good at like not being like all of or almost all of me. Like I can tone it down a little bit, but I can't. I run the retard test very quickly into talking to women. Because
Absolutely.
if I could have it as my bio on Tinder and stuff, my bio would be retarded genius. But I know I will get banned for that, and there's no recourse if you get banned. So I can't. But it's in the first 5 minutes. I try to call myself a retard, and if they get upset, then I know they're retarded, and we don't need to talk anymore.
It's so crazy that like it's like all of these websites that are so important. If you just like say retard or something in a tweet, you're just gonna like get added into like an unknowable category where like your content is just like shielded from the world.
Does that happen? Really?
Yeah, shadow ban.
Yeah,
and stuff
all
like
kinds
that. I mean,
of
I
shit.
think like I don't know.
I don't know if it's exactly that, but it's like
Well, I just know with Tinder, I lost all, like, I had 800 something matches built up over years. It would be fun to go back and look, like, what was I doing? Like, who was I talking to 6 years ago in Boston?
Looking at trophies, I've 100% done that. I mean, it's a disgusting, sick move, but I have been there
not even
many
looking
nights.
at trophies, just like who was I talking to and what are they looking like now? And then all of my my matches disappeared because I uploaded a fucking wholesome picture of me when I was 4 years old or 5 years old on the toilet. You can't see any genitals. I'm holding my guitar. I'm looking at the camera.
Sam.
It's very cute.
Sam.
It's very cute.
Sam.
You uploaded a picture of you as a child on a toilet on your dating profile.
It's fucking wholesome.
Sam.
There's no penis. There's no testicles. There's nothing if you think that's
so
sexual, you're a
You're
sicko.
right. So it was an artful nude. It was an artful nude.
It
of a
wasn't
child.
a nude. I had a shirt on, and you can
I
say
think like
anything.
I've seen TikToks to this effect. I think that we need to just let our kids alone when they're on the toilet.
Yes,
no,
exactly.
it was a very cute picture, and they removed the photo, which is like, all right, fine. I guess you're insinuating there's something sexual about me holding a guitar on the toilet. You fucking disgusting pieces of shit. But then all my matches disappeared, and then I uploaded a picture of me as a kid, not in full garb, full clothes, very cute with my puppy when I was 4. And they removed that, and then my 3 matches I'd gotten in the meantime disappeared again.
Sam, why are
and
you?
There's no recourse.
Why are you uploading pictures of yourself as a child on Tinder?
Yeah.
Because girls think it's cute.
Dude, I
Yes.
guess. I thought Tinder
honestly,
was the
I
let's
think-
meet up and fuck app.
No, Tinder is like, I mean, you can use it for that, but you can also meet your wife there.
I guess.
I met my last sweetie there.
Look, I gotta be man. I think that I'm on Tinder's side. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know,
I
you know
think-
what I mean?
Sick. You're sick.
I'm not
You're all
sick, dude.
sickos.
All right.
I think that it's fine to have like a blanket policy of just no pictures of kids
pictures
on
of
the
kids.
No.
disgusting
Let's just
sex
be
app.
fucking
No.
safe. We know this is the
I'm
app.
charmed when I see a picture of a girl when she was a kid. I think it's very cute.
I've seen girls will upload like child pictures of themselves on their profile, and universally I've been like, ew, gross.
I
No.
think it's wholesome. I like it.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't think I've ever encountered that.
But like, okay, remove it. But why did all my fucking matches disappear? And there's no recourse, which is why it's
Maybe-
like that's why I'll never put. I'm still scared I'm going to get in trouble for saying retard in DMs, but I thus far haven't. So, but I always run that test within if a girl seems cool.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm like, well, I got to test if she's actually cool.
Discord
also.
is starting to do shit like that now, where I think, I mean, you know, they're going to start with like actual like Nazis, but then eventually it's just going to be like, oh, everybody was like goofing around and like saying shit. So
Well, that's
now
what
you're-
people on Twitter was like.
Your group
ban
chat
the
is gone.
fucking Nazis. It's like, okay, well, you're gonna have an army of hall monitor robots who don't know the difference between a real Nazi. Also, I don't think you should ban Nazis either, as long as they're not like directly threatening violence or doxing somebody. I think you should be able to be any kind of asshole online.
yeah, I feel the way about like Discord too. Is like, I mean, you have to. It's dicey area, but you have to let those places exist. You've got to let there be places where people can talk about as horrible as the shit is.
I mean, that used to be the example of like in the free, like when you learn free speech in high school, they'd be like, and that's why we let the Klan march.
Yes, I mean
Right.
the most
It'd be
inspiring.
like, we
shit,
all agree that's fucking horrible, but we can't draw that line.
a genuine like intellectual bravery to me is like those Jewish lawyers defending the Nazis in Skokie. Like that's the real deal. These people are defending people who would put them in fucking gas chambers if they could, because they believe in the principle of like you should be allowed to say whatever shit you want as long as it's not like a direct threat. And that's like that hasn't. I don't know why people have abandoned that.
Yeah, we've really lost that
Really
like
lost
value.
that.
The like I hate what you say, but I'll defend to the right
Yeah.
death your right to say it. We just like don't believe that as a country anymore.
Yeah, well, at least a lot of people in positions of institutional power don't. And
Right.
all these people screaming at all these fucking, like Twitter gives a fuck about Nazis. They just want people to keep using their platform. If they're
Yeah,
scared
yeah.
people are going to leave, they want
100%.
to look good, so they're
Yeah.
just going to.
Well, it's like,
And
it's
also, like, there's the argument of it's like, well, it's not. It's only like free speech of like the government. It's like, yeah, but Like these
that's
tech
just-
companies are more powerful than the government.
Also, I'm not just interested. Yes, I am interested in maintaining the First Amendment. I'm also interested in the principle of free expression broadly, not just the government's role in it. Also, the public square, the physical public square, is nowhere near as important as the digital public square now.
Sure, of course.
You can. I can go to Echo Park Lake and hold a sign saying fucking anything. That's like, what's that going to fucking do? Like, a couple people will see me. If I post something, millions of people could potentially see it. And if you get banned from the public square of the internet, then your right to say what you want is taken away. And I don't know what the solution is. I don't want to like nationalize Twitter. That would be horrible too.
I think we just need to somehow decentralize discourse, because it
but there's no way to do, because you're talking about like Dave talked about, like there was some dumb politician who was like, we need 8 Twitters, we need 8, and it's like, that's stupid, because people are going to funnel towards the one.
Yeah,
that's
I just think
there needs to be some form
of
of like anti-monopoly like policy in like the internet.
In theory, I get it, but people won't respond to that. They're gonna go to the most popular one because that's the avenue where the most people will see you. It's where the most discourse is gonna happen.
I just think that all these places should just have a blanket policy of, we don't remove people for having shitty opinions or saying shitty things. It's only if you like post somebody's address and name, or you say, I am going to kill this person, or somebody please go out and murder so and so. That's
there is kinds of speech that are illegal.
Yes,
like threatening people.
Freedom of information. There's you have a right to any opinion, but you don't have a right to say the nuclear codes, or like say the fucking like genetic whatever.
Yell
for, like,
fire
a
in a theater.
Yes,
threaten
like
to kill someone.
Those are not opinions. Those are like specific actions. But if you just say, I think all blanks should be killed or something, that's fucking horrible. But it's like, you're not actually doing anything.
I also think it's fucked up. Like, if I say, like, I want to kill myself on Twitter, I'm going to get banned. Who am I, the president? Like, I can threaten to kill myself all I want.
I got like I had to remove a tweet from like 3 months earlier. It was like a joke about shooting myself in the head. It's like, it's obviously a joke, and it's like, did it get triggered by some algorithm, or did someone report it, or like, I hate that there are these just like retarded robots just like wandering the halls of the internet, and they're you're being informed on by these fucking hall monitor nerds.
It's that, and like the fucking CEOs of these companies, like Mark Zuckerberg and like fucking anyone like that.
Pimp.
These guys are all autistic.
Badass.
So it's like
wife,
They're all big dick players.
So we're just like we've created these like autistic kings who now like control everything.
And don't give a fuck about your fucking cause. They don't actually care about your woke cause. They don't want to remove the Nazis because they also hate Nazis. They want to remove the Nazis so you'll shut up and stop complaining.
Yeah. So then like if they put policies in place of like limiting speech, it's going to be the most autistic, like non-nuanced shit imaginable.
Also, why do these people think? These people seem to think that, well, we can limit speech, but it will stop exactly where I want it to.
Right.
Oh, my speech will never get limited. Somebody I agree with, their speech will never get limited. It will only be people I don't like.
No, yeah, man.
It's like, are you fucking stupid? Of course, that's never how it works.
It's terrible.
It drives me fucking crazy. This is funny stuff.
My eyes are glazing over. I'm like, I agree with all of it. Don't get me wrong. I completely agree. I'm just thinking about how much. I'm just thinking about all that pussy Sam's getting. It's hard to get it off my mind. I'm
not in a wet season right now. Although I'm hoping it's starting because it's.
Oh my god, a wet season. Jesus.
When it rains, it pours. You know.
That's. I feel you for sure.
Well, I mean, the pandemic is like functionally over for like at least LA, except for you have to wear a mask when you go inside for a little while longer.
I'm surprised that you weren't finding ways to like dodge COVID particles to get your dick wet, dude.
I mean, I did. I slept with a girl for a few months, but I wasn't really looking. I was looking for.
Did you wear a mask?
When we fucked,
yeah.
I saw a video of a guy on Pornhub. He was wearing a mask, getting his dick sucked in his car, and it's like, what's the fucking point?
Well, he's the Uber driver.
Because you won't. Because you. It's got to be like mouth to mouth contraction. You can get your dick sucked by somebody who's COVID positive and not contract the virus.
You could, but you're in a car with them.
You roll the window down, Sam. You be safe. You follow what the CDC tells you, which changes every week.
Yeah. Well, I can get my dick sucked because I can have a woman do it 6 feet away. My dick is so big.
That's right.
That's brilliant.
Suck my dick over there.
You know what? It truly would be justice if you had a huge dick, but unfortunately, such is not the case.
It doesn't look bad on me.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
It looks.
I truly have an average sized white dick but I'm so small that
It looks big on your frame.
It looks big. Like if I'm hard standing in the mirror, it looks like I have a big dick.
I had a friend when I was in middle school who I met at summer camp named like Marco. He's like Italian, and I hung out at his house after I met him at summer camp, and like this is in the era where like you would sometimes whip your dick out in front of your friends, which I think that's like maybe 11 to like.
Do you think
14.
they're still doing that?
11 to 14-year-olds, probably. I think it's probably timeless.
Definitely. 11-year-olds are like smoking DMT. They're definitely taking their dick out.
But he took his fucking hog out. We were like, it was one of those situations where you both beat off in the same room because you're both like 13 and horny. You must have done that.
No,
right?
no, no. Well,
Nope.
we would know. So we would take.
Never.
No, I'm kind of with
Sometimes
Sam.
you go in the bathroom.
We put on Rumble Roses XX on the Xbox
Yes.
360. Somebody stays out. Somebody goes to the
Right,
bathroom.
right. Usually this was separated by a room or something, but this is one of the cases where you're just
You do it like you're
not looking at
you
each
do it
other,
like
but
you're at the
just-
bar doing coke.
Like, I'll be right back.
I left it on the toilet seat. You go.
his dick was like bigger than mine, and he was like your height. He was like he has a fucking 8-inch dick, which
Damn.
fucked with me.
So when short guys have big cocks, it's just like.
Kevin Hart, we all know, we've heard the story.
Does Kevin Hart have a huge cock?
Even that story that Big J. Oakers had told, the story where like him and Kevin Hart were on the road together, and their move to get pussy was to play Truth or Dare, which is such a funny move, and apparently it worked. They got two girls back to the hotel, and Big J is like 6'3", I think, and like 300 something pounds, and he has a small dick, like a 4-inch dick, he said. And Kevin Hart apparently has like a 10-inch cock, and he's 5'2".
Damn, dude.
Damn.
So they were playing Truth or Dare, and like Kevin was like, "Hey man, like, dare me to take my cock out." And he's like, "All right, okay, dare you to take your cock." Takes it out, it's fucking huge. The girls can't believe it. And then Kevin's like, "I dare you to take your cock out." And Jay's like, "Come on, man, don't fucking do this to me." The visual of a guy my height with a 4-inch dick next to a guy shorter than you with a 10-inch dick is such a beautiful.
Props to him for owning that 4-incher.
Yeah,
God
I
damn,
mean,
dude.
he must be pretty confident.
Yeah,
I
Big
think he
J
is.
seems like he has one of the best lives.
Yeah,
of
he
all
does seem
time.
to be
Oh,
pretty
absolutely.
good. Terrible. I mean, I know I'm saying this as a guy wearing a new metal coverall situation right now, but he does have terrible style. We're similar veins because he dresses like a new metal guy from like 2000, but I do it in a different way.
Well,
do
yeah,
the
I
way
mean, he
that's
does
good.
it. His terrible style is like at this point such a choice.
Oh, my
like it's
God.
not like it's.
He's got the chain wallet. He's got the like
I think
painted
that-
fingernails.
Yeah, I think that if I saw a picture of him like dressed different, I'd be like, "Go back." Like,
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. At this point, it's like
I
you're
would be
just
sad
locked
if
in.
he stopped doing it. It's who he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, totally. Also, new metal's about to come back. New metal soda, like Code
It's
Orange,
never-
all
it
this
never
shit.
went away.
Yes, it definitely went
never
away,
went away.
Sam. It definitely went
Never
away.
went away.
But all right, whatever.
No, of course it dipped. Although Korn never stopped and has remained popular and rocks and has never stopped rocking except for their one dubstep album.
Sam, that's like saying that thrash metal never died because Metallica never stopped making albums. It totally died. It stopped.
It stopped being as widely popular, but Slipknot
it stopped
remained.
being relevant.
Slipknot, although I don't really even consider them new metal to be honest. But this is getting into territory nobody gives a fuck about. But
Not even me.
I think you're right. New metal's coming back, and that's a good thing.
Right.
And that
it's cool.
I'm
I
gonna
think
help.
I think this time it's even cooler than it was because you have bands implementing the coolest parts of the genre in more tasteful ways. I would say. Than
I
some
would
of the
I would
progenitors.
say some progenitors, although I will stand for Slipknot till my death.
Of course you will. I know.
I gotta wrap this up in like 5
Oh
minutes.
yeah, you
guys.
gotta go to class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Class?
Isn't that retarded? Yeah. I'm in college.
That's so stupid.
I know. It sucks.
For what?
For IT.
Trying to think of a good burn that's.
Well, Sam, let me tell you,
Internal
it turns
testicles?
out that I didn't become a famous comedian. So
hey, you're only what, 22?
29.
Oh. No, I believe in
All right,
you.
that's the show, guys. I think that's it.
Do I plug? Do we get to do
Oh,
plug?
Yeah.
plug,
You're not
plug.
allowed to plug your album.
No,
I'm gonna plug my album.
Let him plug his album. Let him plug his sincere music album.
Yeah, well,
You gotta. I don't understand why the artist name is the same as your gay sex parody.
Have you ever listened to Phoebe Bridgers and you're like, this is good, but I wish it was written by a 6'3" dude with huge traps
Yeah, I wish this was.
who fucks 3 times a night.
Yeah. I really love Bon Iver, but I wish he was a jacked pedophile.
I wish. Yeah. But please, I'm sorry. Go
I
on.
want to be a buff male Mitski. That's how I try to describe my music because I don't know what genre to put it in, but
You should really, like just using a Simpsons still. You really missed an opportunity to create just an insane album cover.
I don't want, but my sincere music is just extremely sincere front to back.
Then take a sincere photo of you.
No, I don't want that.
Sam, what one of you? It's fun. It's so funny.
Yeah,
That, like,
here's the thing, Sam. You worked hard on the album, and it looks like when I see this still, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna what?
I love that album
it's
cover.
like,
I stand by it.
You're
I think
like,
it's beautiful.
You're like, Tinder won't let me put pictures of me as a child with my little doggy on my dating app. What picture should I use for my sincere music album? You know, what
the perfect still of Lisa in the Hills. I stand by every decision I made with that album.
Oh, we know. We're aware.
Please
I hope you get sued by Matt Groening.
Sam, you're such a hulking idiot that this whole episode, I haven't been able to move because I've been on a leash because your massive knees are
huge.
pressing the wires into the table.
What am I supposed to do? I can't shrink.
I know.
Anyway.
I wish I could shrink you.
Real Online Boy on Twitter. I do parody songs about sucking my dad's dick and stuff, which I appreciate.
Which is why we are not allowed to say his last name. The last time we recorded, you didn't even
want my parents to Google my name or my parents' friends to Google my name and find a song about having sex with my dad. That would be really bad. They'd be very upset. Very upset.
I feel like you could still do the gay sex parody if it's just
no, they would be upset about. They'd be especially upset about the fact that they're involved in some of the songs.
Yeah,
That's true. That's completely non-consensual.
Yeah.
They really hate that. But
I love that you like record an entire song about wanting to like eat your dad's ass, and you're like, yeah, my dad's like crazy. He like got mad. Can you believe my parents?
No, and the thing is, I couldn't explain it. They're like, "Why do you do this? What's wrong with you? Why do you think this is okay?" And
Yeah.
he's like, I don't know. I've been doing it since I was 13 on Xbox, and I think it's very funny.
I love that, like you're like, oh, from the first date, I'm 100% me. Absolutely, I'm putting it all out there. But your parents will never know who you are.
They know so much about me. They have an idea that I have an odd sense of humor, but they don't know the details, and I'll never let them know the details.
If they ever found out, you'd have
So
to
they
just,
can't even listen to your like nice album because it's called the same.
They listen to my album.
But what if they Google Online Boy?
I told them not to.
So there's just like your parents are very aware of like there's just like a dark room in the house that they don't go into.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they know how dark it is. They just think, oh, well, I'm not interested in that, and hopefully
Yeah.
they stick to that.
So what is this crossover appeal that you imagine that the branding needs to be the
I
same?
don't have any plan. I don't have an. I'm not imagining
like a joke.
anything.
Sam's like
Yeah.
a joker.
Also, like I love Minsky so much. He's my favorite songwriter. I like Phoebe Bridgers. I like a lot of most of my biggest inspirations are like musically are like women singing gentle songs. I like Soccer Mommy. I like fucking Snail Mail.
So you want people
never-
come across your album on Spotify and then you want them to be like, all right, well, what else does he do?
I can never let Sam find my girlfriend's music. That would be such a problem.
Why? I want to hear it now.
No, you don't, dude. but go on.
I could never be taken on tour, but even if they loved my music, it's just like, well, just my online presence. I say retard, like it's that's just the.
How pissed would you be if
that is maybe the bottom of the list of why they couldn't take you on tour?
Well, yeah,
Nick,
I don't know.
how pissed would you be if Sam covered one of your girlfriend's songs?
That's what I'm saying.
That would be such a cuck.
Now
That's
I
exactly
have
what
to.
I'm
Now I
thinking.
have to find it.
I'm sure that you will. It's pretty easy.
But yeah, Real Online Boy on Twitter, and then please listen to my sincere album on Spotify or wherever. Just search Online Boy.
Go do it.
All right. Hell
See
yeah.
you guys.